Okay, so the first problem I decided to do is from chapter 7, and the problem asks determine whether the triangles are similar. If so, write a similarity statement and name the postulate or theorem you used. So they give you angle RST, and PSQ. So PSQ. And you need to figure out if these two triangles are similar. So they give you the triangle's two sides, this. So you just write this as basically a ratio of 16. So if these two triangles are similar, then these two fractions will match up. And if it's not similar, these two fractions won't match up. So 12 over 24 becomes 1/2. 8 over 16 becomes 1/2. So you know that the sides are similar to each other for RST and PSQ. But now you need one more thing for these triangles to be considered similar. And these two triangles share angle S. So angle S is congruent to angle S. So this is the last thing we need. And these two triangles are congruent by SAS, side angle side. And the angle is congruent because, well, the angle is the same thing. So, yeah. So the similarity statement, you'd write triangle RST is similar to triangle PSQ. And that's the similarity statement, and here's the postulate by side angle side. So this is how you solve this kind of problem. You just figure out if the sides are congruent, and you need three things to have this triangle be congruent: side angle side, that kind of thing. And once you finish, or you figure out either if it's similar or not similar, you'd write a similarity statement and the postulate you use, and if not, then you write why it's not similar. So the next problem I decided to do is from chapter 8, and the problem asks, an escalator in the subway station has a vertical rise of 195 feet, 9.5 inches, and rises at an angle of 10.4 degrees. How long is it round to the nearest foot? So I already drew up the picture. So here's the escalator, here's the vertical rise, and here's the angle rise of the escalator, and here's what you're trying to find, the length of it. So first thing we gotta do is, we know we have to use trigonometry for this problem, but which one to use, either sine, cos, or tan. So let's start off with sine. We know that sine is opposite hypotenuse. So here's the angle that we have, and here's the opposite, which they give you, and here's the hypotenuse, which you're trying to find. So now that we know that we have to use sine, we can set up our problem. So sine 10.4 over 1 is going to equal 195. Oh, here's our next problem. We're going to have to convert the inches into feet. So what you do is you plug into your calculator 9.5 divided by 12, and you get 0.791666667. So we're gonna have to round this basically to about 0.792. This is over x. So we have our problem set up. Now that we know we're gonna have to cross multiply. So you just draw the x. So now we're gonna have x sin 10.4 is gonna equal 195.792, because we know 195.792 times 1 is itself, and then the x is just gonna go right next to the sine 10.4. So now we're gonna have to get x by itself. So divide each side by sine 10.4, sine 10.4. So now we're gonna have x equals 195.792 divided by sine 10.4. Now, we plug this into a calculator. 195.792 divided by sine 10.4, and this is what we get. We get 1084.60518. So we know that we're gonna have to round to the nearest foot. So we convert that to 1085 because 6 rounds up to 1085 feet. This is our answer. But since it's a word problem, we're gonna have to write our answer in a sentence. So the length of the escalator I spelled it wrong. Escalator. Length of the escalator is 1085 feet. So here's our final answer. The length of the escalator is 1085 feet. Okay, my third and final problem is from chapter 11, and the problem asks, in a chemistry lab, you can use a filter paper cone to filter liquid. The diameter of the cone is 6.5 centimeters, and its height is 6 centimeters. How much liquid can the cone hold when full? So I already drew up the problem. Here's the cone. You know this is the diameter of the cone, and here's the height. So the diameter is gonna equal 6.5, and the height's gonna equal 6. So what we're gonna need is the formula of volume of a cone, which I already wrote here. So the formula is going to be 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. So all we have to do is fill in this formula. So 1/3 times pi times radius. They don't give you the radius, so they give you the diameter. So all you have to do is do 6.5 divided by 2, because radius is half the diameter, and you get 3.25. So 3.25 squared times 6, because that's the height. So now all you have to do is plug this into your calculator. 1/3 times pi times 3.25 squared times 6. You're gonna get 66.3661441. So you can round this to 66.4 cm. Can't forget the measurement. It's cm. It's cm. So here's our answer. You can hold 66.4 cm. That's the volume of this cone. Since it's a word problem, we're gonna have to write a sentence with it, put our answer in it. So the cone can hold 66.4 cm of liquid when full. So here's our final answer.